Hello everyone, it's Kavita from Red Door Yoga and welcome to the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series online. Today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of critical thinking on the path of self-mastery. So I've got my computer over here because there's a Facebook post, a photo with some words on it that I saw. I think the first time I saw it was probably a couple of years ago. And then I saw it again shared by someone maybe a year or so after. And, when I saw it the first time, I noticed what I'm about to talk to you guys about. And when I saw it the second time, I thought to myself, thinking about the person who was sharing it, I thought, this person is a relatively intelligent person, in my opinion, having known this person. And yet I noticed that in sharing it, the person had not stopped to think critically about what was on this image, what was being said, and the fact that it wasn't actually logical. It did not stand up to questioning. Now, this is the thing. The reason I'm talking to you guys about this is because we are looking at self-mastery. And the mind is an incredible tool that can use just about anything to convince you of what it wants to convince you. And this is why critical thinking is important, okay? Your mind can take things that are actually really not connected, shove them together, and they can sound good. And in order to master yourself, you have to really practice looking very closely at the beliefs that you carry, looking very closely at the thoughts that the mind is putting together and feeding you back as if it's a fact. Okay? So I want to use this Facebook post to look at the idea of critical thinking, if you don't mind. So there's a picture of a baby being born. It's actually a drawing, an illustration, and underneath it says, a human body can bear only up to 45 Dells units of pain, yet at the time of giving birth, a mother feels up to 57 Dells units of pain. This is similar to 20 bones getting fractured at a time. Can you imagine it now, the mother's pain and love? Okay, so let's look at the first two lines. A human body can bear only up to 45 Dells of pain. If that is true, that it can only bear, the human body, male or female, can only bear up to 45 Dells units of pain, then the second sentence cannot be true. The second sentence says, yet at the time of giving birth, a mother feels up to 57 Dells. Because we've been told in the first sentence that we can only bear up to this much. So what you're saying to me is that that second amount would effectively kill a human being, and that therefore the mother should be dead. And if the mother is indeed feeling up to 57 Dells, then the first sentence cannot be true. That means that the human body can bear more than 45 Dells. Okay? So I just want to point that out right there. First sentence contradicts the second sentence. Okay? So you know that there's a lack of truth in this. And then I want us to look at the last sentence. It says, can you imagine it now, the mother's pain and love? Okay, now this one is a little bit more interesting because it doesn't directly equate pain and love, but it certainly seems to imply that there is a correlation between the two things. All of us have either experienced or know of mothers who do not love their children. And yet, if they gave birth to their children, they would have gone through the pain of birth. So there can be pain without love. Pain does not equal love. Just because someone goes through pain does not mean that they feel love. And so there is a false equivalency that seems to be being made in this post. Okay? So the first part is there's a lack of truth. We see that in the first two sentences. The last sentence appears to be a false equivalency that we're being asked to accept. Again, this is not really about that post. This is about the ability to think critically because this is the stuff that your mind will do to you. This is the stuff that will happen when other people also give you their thoughts on things, and you need to be able to think critically about their thoughts. When I talk to you about this, you need to be able to think critically about what I'm saying to you. It is a very important part of self-mastery. And so I kind of challenge you to do a little bit more of that. And, social media is a great place to start. Okay? It's a great place to start looking at things and seeing, are there contradictions? Do I know this as a truth? Is something being told to me and I'm supposed to accept it as a truth, but there's no evidence for this? Are there other ways to look at this information? And I'm asking you to do that with your social media because I'm really asking you to do that with yourself and your own thought processes on the path of self-mastery. I hope this was helpful, everyone. If you've got thoughts, questions, comments, please do put them in the comment section. I am always interested in hearing, what you have to say about what we're sharing. And if you think this would be helpful for others, please do share it, with others so that they too can partake in the learning. Okay? If you'd like to join us for our mentorship, then please go to themasterfulpath.com. And, we only open the doors twice a year, so if the doors are closed, join the wait list and we'll let you know when the doors open. Okay? Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you again online very, very soon. Namaste.